Good afternoon, everyone. I have been reading the Gospel of Mark lately, and I invite you to please join me in my study. So the goal is, at Cheney United Methodist, we're doing a sermon series over the Gospel of Mark. We're going to take a chapter a week and talk about it every Sunday. I'd like to give a little bit of update on things that I'm learning as I delve into the Gospel of Mark. I'm taking this actually out of a playbook that belongs to Dr. William Lane Craig. He's an apologist, and his organization is called Reasonable Faith. There was a time when he was doing weekly updates on how his research was going on various topics, so I thought I'd do something similar. I'm drawing a lot of my work from Joseph Dongell. He has a study published with Seedbed. It's a one-book series video, and it's on the Gospel of Mark, and so that's where a lot of my research is being done. One of the things that Dr. Dongell has lifted up is that of this mystery about Jesus, that in Mark there's uncertainty, and the uncertainty centers around the identity of Jesus. We see that the characters in the Gospel of Mark, whether they're the disciples or the crowds or the Pharisees or other characters, they don't quite know what to make of Jesus. They don't know quite who he is, and we see them get it wrong and get close, and the mystery is ultimately revealed at the very end, and the least likely character that you would expect is the one that proclaims it, and he says that this is the Son of God, and that Jesus is claiming to be the Son of God. And what that means, surprisingly, we usually attribute that to being related to God in terms of divinity. There's actually another term for that, a mysterious term that Jesus calls himself, and that's the Son of Man. So the Son of Man means that Jesus is divine. He pulls from Daniel. We'll talk about that in later weeks. But he also calls himself the Son of God. And this is a title that's given to the king. And in the ancient Israel worldview, you want there to be a king on the throne, because the king is sort of a conduit, a go-between God and the earth. And so you want there to be a king, a good king on the throne, because through the king can flow all these divine blessings from God. Agricultural blessing, the land is blessed because there's a king on the throne. That the king is also a blessing in terms of the king is the one who goes to war, and so you have protection and safety as a result of the king being there. And we see how in the course of the rest of the Gospel of Mark, how Jesus is king. So I'd encourage you, if you haven't read the Gospel of Mark, it's only 16 chapters long. It's the shortest gospel we have. By gospel, we mean a story about Jesus. Give it a quick read through. It won't take very long. Well, it's good meeting with you guys. Look forward to doing this as a weekly update, and hopefully we'll see you on Sunday.